I look good. Your boy ain't got no double chin. We know who that belongs to. And it's not Langford.
No, it is
not. It's not Langford.
He's got the British jaw.
He's got the nice jawline. So damn good. So Stephen Langford has been part of 95.7 The Game for over 7 years. He was an intern at first.
Yeah.
Went back to college, got his degree, came back. He loved the station so much and started working.
And
he
boy
moved
to
his
a
way
man
up.
here.
Dude, he moved his way up from board op to host to update anchor. He's done it all here in 95.7 The Game, podcasting, weekend radio, you name it. And the guy has grown up so much to where we said, we don't need a fill-in. We have Stephen Langford. One of us goes out, just let Stephen Langford hold down the chair. And you know what? He damn near Wally Pitt, one of us. Especially your boy since he was in Europe. And you're moving on to bigger and better things. And we're going to miss you, buddy. We really are going to miss you as you go to KCBS. Tell us about what your new venture is all about.
Yeah, going to be the sports reporter at KCBS now. Man, you guys are kind of right. I didn't really think about that. Kind of have grown up with the station. I've been a part of it really since I was like 19, 20 years old. I remember that they were all talking about, going out for drinks and stuff when I was first here as an intern. I'm like, I can't. I'm not of age. Can I? You know what? Before we, because KCBS, I can't wait to get started with KCBS. Of course, it's a legendary station. Used to grow up listening. Like my dad used to listen to Traffic when we were nowhere even near in San Francisco. Used to make my mom really angry. It's like, why are we listening to Traffic when we're not even in the area? We don't need to learn the traffic, but that's what they did. They listened to KCBS. So going to be joining them starting up on Monday. More details to come. Hopefully, there's some more that comes along with that. But can I play something for you guys? I just wanted to take this opportunity here to play this one thing, and this is me I'm being kind of like selfish here.
Okay,
but I have not had the opportunity to play this. Like this was my first appearance on the air, and this was
What year?
This was 2017.
2017.
And as you guys know, I am a Raider fan.
Yeah,
and
were we the flagship at that point?
We were, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And I was, just clinging on to anything that the Raiders could possibly do to actually make the team better.
I thought this might be a sponsorship for the chicken pot pie shop.
No, that's coming up at the end, actually.
Tease people.
On the other side,
Townie's Chicken and Pie Shop over in Walnut Creek.
What about Pick Six? That's where I mentioned Pick Six.
Oh, Pick Six is no longer. They replaced it.
Yeah.
They replaced it. But this was
I want to hear it.
This was the first appearance that I'd ever made on the air. Like, when I first got started, I was just, an intern, kind of just looking to see.
Just a nice guy.
Yeah, well, sort of. I was just kind of like, all right, I'll get involved in radio. I was told to apply. Literally, that's what someone did.
Right.
My buddy Wilson Tsai, who I think lives in China now, he sent me this application. He said, hey, man, you should do this. Like, I think you'd be really good at it. And I said, all right, cool. So that's all I did. I didn't expect it to turn into, like, an actual career.
Yeah.
But this was the first appearance that I ever had on the radio. It was on Townie and Zachariah on Townie and Zach show. I forced them to play
one of the 17 versions of the Townie show
because I was a producer at the time, so I kind of forced them to play it on the air. But this was in 2017, right before the Raiders season, and I was really looking forward to it. I was really excited, so I made a song to the tune of "With Arms Wide Open" by Creed. Oh, didn't work. I liked Osemele.
He was good.
This is actually good. Oh, Sean Smith.
He got arrested.
Wow.
They definitely didn't.
Oh, boy.
I wanted Eric Weddle.
Wow.
That's all I was used to. All right, yeah, you can tell that. You can
That's
you can put
pretty
that down.
good. That's
Sean
A+ work
Smith,
right there.
All I kept thinking about was the obsession of the former radio play-by-play guy. Sean Smith's just such a physical beast. He's a specimen.
But he was out on Sean Smith, and I remember at training camp when we had Sean Smith on, he had just got demoted to the second team defense. And we grilled him, and I was like, man, Sean seems really mad at us. And the former Raiders play-by-play voice said, yeah, he listens to the show. He's not happy with us. He hears it. He hears everything. And he got burnt by Brandon Cooks for that 99-yard touchdown in that opener against the Saints. The Raiders didn't make the playoffs that year. They didn't make the playoffs that year. So, Langford, about you. Forget Sean Smith.
Yeah.
That name.
Look, man, I have not played that in like 5 years, so I just had to play. I've kept that in the holster, and I've had to find one time to play it. So I had to take the opportunity.
Well, we have a special guest to send you off. We have a couple special guests to send you off. First on the hotline.
Ooh.
Go ahead, speak your piece, because Langford's leaving us.
Why did you guys have to play that as I had to sit here and wait on hold? That was awful, Steven.
Oh,
Jesse, you loved it.
How did you even get on air with that song?
Creativity.
That was terrible.
It was creativity.
By the way,
gross,
this is your better half.
This is Jesse, yeah.
And Jesse wanted to send you off, right?
Yeah.
Because she's been with you. She's watched you grow. She's watched you wake up at 2:30, 3 in the morning, driving all the way up to San Francisco.
Burritos.
She bought us burritos. She's done it all, and she's here to support. So she's happy for you. Everybody's happy for you, Steven.
So is that all you're going to do, Jesse? You're just going to rip my song and then you're just going to hang up?
Well, I wasn't going to, but then I heard it. So I don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You ended up paying me for those burritos, so I never bought you guys anything.
I did end up footing the bill. I couldn't let
Yeah,
Jesse
you
pay
did.
for that. I couldn't let. But Jesse, how proud are you of Steven moving on, getting this great opportunity?
I am extremely proud of Steven, and I think I tell him like every day at some point, whether I am texting him during the day or I come home late from work and he's cooking us dinner, I tell him how proud I am all the time. Just how far you've come, like in 7 years. Who can say that they've started from where you did with that garbage? And then you come and you get your own show and you get to do all this stuff, and it's amazing. I'm incredibly proud of how far you've come.
You know, Jesse, before you get off the air, I want you to be fully truthful here. Don't hold anything back. I'm very self-involved. I'm very self-involved. I want to know what the lowest of low was for Steven working with Bonte and Shasky.
Don't put my name into it. He loves me. It's you.
Take me to the lowest of
Don't
the low.
put me in that box. He loves me, right, Jesse?
The lowest? He loves both of you. No, he loves both of you guys. I think the lowest of the low is probably today, where he has to say goodbye to you guys.
Oh, that just warms
Jesse,
my heart. That just warms my heart.
Would you like a job here at 95.7 The Game?
Yeah, sure.
No. Jesse, this was awesome.
Yes.
We're going to miss Steven. Could you take care of him for us, please?
Yes, please.
Please take care of him.
I always do.
Yeah.
We're going to love it.
And she knows more about baseball than you.
She
and you
does.
know I
She
love
absolutely does. I appreciate you, Jesse. I love you. Thank you.
Oh.
No, she really, when we first got together, she was like screaming at Brandon Belt because he was jogging down the first baseline and didn't run out a throw, even though it was clearly going to be out no matter what. She's like, what is Belt effing doing? He's not even sprinting. I'm tired of this guy.
So what? Okay, I want to let's go from the beginning because I
Hold
think
on 1 second. Well, let's give a goodbye real quick. Another guy wants to give a goodbye to Steven Langford.
I didn't know we were doing goodbyes.
I didn't know that either until Will Moran called. He wants to say goodbye to Steven Langford.
guy.
Will, what's happening?
Blast Bonte too.
What up, Langford? I just want to say shout out, man. I'm so happy for you to moving on to bigger and better things. Selfishly, I wish you were staying around because I'm really going to miss you from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. You were my cup of coffee before the morning roast. Told me you were the guy that started the kettle, got the coffee filters ready for Bonte and all them and Shasky. We were really going to miss you. I'm going to miss you. I loved your insight. I loved your takes. I loved your realism, your humbleism, even when you showed humility sometimes, man, you were awesome. So I really, really am proud of you, and I hope that you dominate in your next adventure and avenue, and I believe that, the sky's the limit for you, brother, and you know how high that goes, baby. So shout out, Langford, you're killing it, and continue to kill it.
Dude, Will, I appreciate you, man. That's See, that was one of the coolest things. Is like when you got started as just a board op, you take a lot of callers and you hear the regulars. Will's been one of those guys. I know Antonio, who called in earlier today. He was one of those guys. Shasky, you were one of those guys at one point. Like I remember, like it's crazy looking back because Steiny and Guru, they got their own show now. But I originally started like my first show.
So that's what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
What your first day in the building?
Yes.
You were working on the Steiny and Guru show.
Yeah. So my first day, like officially hired. So obviously you shadow, you kind of learn from everybody. So you go through every show. But the first real one that I worked on was just with Guru, and then of course Zachariah at the time.
Okay,
so it was Zach and
Guru. That was
a
a fun show.
It was, and then we would
At night.
At night, yeah.
At night.
Zach and Guru were just crazy, man.
Who
and then,
plays at all daytimes?
Yeah, he does. He does.
But he like Guru, just seeing where he's come through the daytime. Steiny, like I was working with him during Warriors post game a lot of the times. Like Shasky, you know how many drops I've made from you? Like,
me?
Yeah, man. There's one that I always remember. It's just like, feel me, Steiny, you feel me? Like I remember cutting little ones like that.
No, he doesn't feel you. He doesn't know what that means.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, triple A.
So after that, what did you work on?
So I was doing nights for quite a while, doing that 5 nights a week.
That night is a grind.
Yeah, and then doing everything like A's games, Raiders games,
Yeah.
and all that sort of stuff. Working with guys like Rick Tittle and Roxy Bernstein, all those guys, legends. And then got moved to the morning. Ended up working with Joe Low and Dibs. That was about a year later, and worked with that show. So really, ever since then,
you were a big part of Joe Low and Dibs. You were a big part of the transition for that show. When that show had a success and it started booming, you were a part of that. You and Cody behind the glass.
Yeah.
I'd see you every single morning, and you were never afraid to ask people for advice. One of the great things about you, Langford, you never changed. You never changed from the guy you were when you started to who you are now. And we listen to you when we're off work, and we're listening to you 5 to 6, and I'm still in that. So I'm like, I remember when you first started talking Giants baseball, I was like, Langford, I didn't know you were a Giants fan.
Yeah.
And 2, I didn't know you knew all this stuff. You knew fastballs, you knew the bacon, the BABIP, you knew everything about it.
So, the bacon and the BABIP.
The bacon and the BABIP.
Ooh, can we talk bacon and BABIP for the rest of the show?
No, let's
love
not
the
do that.
bacon.
You did
batting
love the
average
bacon.
on contact, Bonte.
Yeah, you did.
Or
You
batting
did.
average on balls in play.
I think the one thing that, again, there are so many other very difficult jobs out there. I'm not trying to pretend that broadcasting should be even considered like other jobs. So please don't take this the wrong way. But there is a grind to this, waking up and you don't see your family. When I was working nights, my wife and I had complete opposite schedules.
Right.
Yeah.
And I didn't see her for a long, long time. And I know how much of a strain that put on our relationship, right? And you have been working in the morning for so long, and you're getting up and your girl's still sleeping, and then she goes to work, and then she comes back and you're asleep. It's really difficult. And I saw the energy and the effort and the grind that you put in every morning. I'd come waltzing in before Bonte, and then I'd see you and I'd be like, what's up, nice guy? Every single day. And I saw how much work you put into not just your show, but our show. And I appreciate anybody who cares, and you care.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy and proud that I got to work with you.
Nah, man, I appreciate that for the both of you guys, man. I mean, Bonte, you mentioned it yesterday, first time meeting each other. Like, you called me Langford, like right away. And that's what all the close friends call me. Everyone here around me called me nice guy just because I was filling in on every shift. And actually, that's a piece of advice there. Like, if you get involved in a job where it's kind of like you really have to grind as an intern, like take any shift that you can get. Don't reject. Do not reject a
Say
shift.
no to
Joe
no
Fortenbaugh,
opportunities.
keep the seat.
The
Greatest line of all
Hey,
time.
you know what? True story. When I was freelancing with the Examiner, they were like, hey, can you go cover this NASCAR press conference? I know nothing about NASCAR. Never say no to an opportunity. You never know when that opportunity's coming back.
Yeah, that's why they call me nice guy. Is because like I just fill in for their shifts anytime, even though it'd be really last second. I didn't realize it was a nice thing to do. I was just trying to make it up in the business. So that's a piece of advice for anybody. Just like really, if you're starting to get involved in any job, it's not just sports radio, but take the shifts. Man.
All right, before you go, we got a couple of things that we need from you. We obviously need your signature call at the end, but I want to know the highest of highs and the lowest of lows.
Oh, man.
And be real with me.
No.
Was it when Bonte exploded the chair and we were all in COVID and we were screaming and yelling at each other?
Yeah.
I don't think people realize how stressed, and the show wasn't performing well. Like, I'm being honest here. I'm taking people behind the scenes.
You're saying a lot, Shasky. You're saying a lot.
No,
Shasky.
It was stressful.
Bonte,
the image of you falling over. I was watching. I was watching. Well, there was one time Lo was doing a show and he was doing it outside, and this was right at the beginning of the pandemic when we're all doing the shows from home and everything, and a bird flew towards his head and he went, whoa. What? Yeah. It was like a bird or something, and then he like smacked his microphone. Everyone's like, "What the hell was that?" He's like, "Don't worry about it. But the highest of highs, man, dude. The highest of highs, though, like
the parade.
Seriously, the parade was awesome. But
seeing your face just me watching you enjoy the parade made me feel
I think the
incredible.
highest, I think for you, and I heard this from Tim Jordan. We were talking the other day, and he goes, Stephen Langford down at training camp at the Hilton Hotel had never been in that position, and he absolutely destroyed it. He absolutely killed it. And so to myself, I was just like, I'm so glad that Matt Nahiga decided to let you fill in the entire time.
Yeah.
Because you know how it goes, man. They may find somebody else, and we're like, give Langford a shot. And you got a shot, and you crushed it. You hit a grand slam.
Yeah, man, that's one of them. The Warriors just winning a championship at first. It's kind of crazy to think that, been a part of the Warriors station since they started winning. I mean, the lowest of lows was that Father's Day game in 2016. We don't really talk about that.
They're still at the other station there.
Yeah. We don't really talk about that. But man, when they were winning championships and everything, like just watching Warriors basketball, seeing this team day in, day out, all of it. There's too many to count, man.
And your boy Guru.
I've known him for 10 years.
Yeah.
And you called him family. He's like a little brother, and the beautiful thing about emotion, Steve, is I was driving in today, like, I ain't gonna feel no type of way. I'm like, and now I'm about to tear up because I've known you 10 years of my life, and Bonta, you gave him the best compliment. You've never changed. And anytime you get a name, nice guy Steven Shasky, and you live up to it, I mean, that's the biggest compliment, and now your dreams are coming true. Yeah. You don't forget about us, don't change. Bonta ain't changed a little bit. It's been on TV. But you know what I'm saying? Always be there because you've been there for me, man. And you've seen me. We've grown together, man, so I'm happy for you.
No, that's the best thing about this station, man, is like I've made a lot of friends. I still talk to a lot of people that used to work at this station. We've all, they've all moved on to different things, and I still keep in touch with them. Like when you come into a workplace, because I talk to some friends who are like, working in different companies or whatever,
industries.
And they're just, they're tired of talking to their coworkers. They're just like, sit in my cubicle, leave me alone.
Bro, I look forward to the banter.
Right.
I look for it. It's like the clubhouse.
You come in and you all have that one common interest of like, hey, you love sports. We're going to come in and talk sports. Like there's been multiple times where it's like I don't even get to know this person because we've just been talking sports the entire time. And that's just what's so cool about coming in here every day.
The one thing I will say, Steven, is there's obviously the professional work Steven, who's a grinder. I allow people into my family setting for a reason. Like people that I love and I trust. Spadoni got invited. I know Guru's been invited. Bonte's been invited. Yeah. There are certain people I'll allow in. And Steven came to one of our golf parties. I've had a couple of them. And he fit right in. Wow. And like that's the true testament. Yeah. My crazy ass family embraced Steven. And Steven fit right in. Yeah. And now my dad thinks you're a part of the foursome.
Yeah, man, of course. Playing with your dad, it was so funny because you were like 2 holes over. And I think your dad was asking like, "Oh, where's Joe at? Where's their group at?" And then we heard you miss a putt or something. And we're just like, "Well, that didn't go in." And it's like, "Oh, that's where he's at." All right, sweet. You know what I mean? And your dad was like giving me, he was telling me about his trip to Ireland and everything, and he was talking about for like 2 holes. But you know what? It was so cool. Everything, man.
We're gonna miss you, Steven. You're gonna be right upstairs at KCBS. And I told you yesterday, I said, "Hey, Steven, if you're off, come to the roast when you're off." Like, seriously, we want you to remain a part of the 95.7 Game family.
Call the bat
but
phone.
This is a promotion for you. You had to take it, man. Call the bat phone. Yeah. Call us whatever you want to. We got 2 things we need to do.
You better rock that jersey.
Yeah.
Proud of you, man.
Sweet custom Raider jersey I got you.
We need a Guru pregame speech. I'm putting them on the spot for Niners Bears. Put you on the spot, Guru. We never get to see you
what
no
more.
What
if I told you the tank's empty? You know what I mean? Because the tank is empty. Whatever. Like, man, I ain't recovered from the last one. I don't know.
Just go out there and win.
I'm disappointed, Jim.
I know you did disappoint me, man.
Next week, too, B.
That's like
You know what?
Why do you do that?
Yeah, I know. You know what Guru did?
Chappelle's on the phone.
You know what he did the other day?
What are we doing?
Guru's doing a Q&A on Twitter the other day. I get tagged or somebody said, "What do people say about Bonte's fit? How much shade do they throw him?" And Guru goes, "Well, his fits have been swaggy since January 2021. I'm like, damn. So basically, you say the TV money kicked in.
The corduroys are gone. Remember, you had the
corduroy blazer.
You're doing good. We're proud of you, man. But everybody in this room, for the people driving, doing their job, trying to do something else, the word opportunity is out there.
That's a great way
you went to bed not knowing this opportunity was going to rise, and you took advantage of it, just like all of us in this room, and we're proud of you, man.
No, I appreciate that. And I'll just say to anyone out there, like, if you haven't figured it out, if you're like in your late teens or early 20s and you just haven't figured out what you want to do in your life, just be patient. Because you'll find something, man. You'll find something that you're passionate about, because really when you're passionate about something and you get to work on that every day, It's like, come on, nothing better than that. And I do want to thank the listeners too. Like the listeners,
it's
like community.
They make us, right?
Yeah, like Will and Marin calling in. That means a lot.
Right.
Jesse, of course, means a lot calling in too. But like guys like Will and Marin, I got a lot of it on the pregame show today.
Zucci man, damn, got my eyes watery over here.
Wow.
My guy, nice guy. You know, we wishing you nothing but the best.
Yeah.
You built the audience. We come in at 6 a.m.
Yep.
Text lines rolling from 5 to 6.
Steve.
I'm thinking, what the hell is going on?
I got no one else in the morning with me. It's like I got to get some sort of co-host. You know what I mean?
Right,
All right, I want to hear it.
What?
I want to
Give me
hear
one.
it one
Give me
more
one.
time before you go out.
I know where he's going.
Yes, sir. Good morning, family.
That's a 4.
And with that, let's flex.
That's a 4.
That's all you can get.